Danielle Byron's hand shook as she tapped her phone screen, scrolling through the gallery for the third time that night. She had taken the selfie to capture the golden sunlight spilling through her bedroom window to post it later with the perfect caption, but something in the background made her stomach drop. There, near the corner of the room, stood a shadowy figure, tall and impossibly still, smiling. No, that's not real," she whispered to herself, her voice barely audible over the hum of her desk lamp. Her fingers hovered over the delete button, but the image didn't go away. She squinted, trying to convince herself it was a trick of the light, a reflection she hadn't noticed. But the shape hadn't shifted. No, a millimeter, no. It smiled. Her phone buzzed, snapping her out of the freeze. A message from Madison popped up. "Hey, are we still meeting at the SEF tomorrow?" Danielle typed a quick yes, her hands trembling. She wanted to tell someone about the photo, about the figure, but what if they thought she was insane? What if they laughed? Her chest tightened. The next day, the three of them sat at their usual table at the CAF, the sunlight painting streaks across Danielle's latte. Madison and Lucas laughed about something trivial, their voices ringing, hollow to Danielle's ears. She kept her phone out of sight, but she couldn't stop thinking about the image she had deleted, and yet somehow kept seeing in the back of her mind. "Danielle, you're zoning again," Lucas said, leaning across the table, his fingers brushing hers lightly. "Something wrong?" She shook her head, forcing a laugh. "Nothing, just tired." Madison's gaze lingered a little too long. "You sure? You look off." "I'm fine," Danielle insisted, but her own voice sounded brittle. She felt it then, a creeping unease like the air itself had grown colder. That night she pulled her blankets close, her phone glowing beside her. She reopened the gallery. It was worse. The figure had moved. No, dramatically. Just enough that its outline was unmistakably behind her, closer than before. The same unnerving smile. Her reflection in the dark window of her bedroom showed her wide eyes and pale face. But behind her, there was a glint she couldn't explain, like teeth catching the moonlight. Danielle tried calling Lucas. Lucas, something's wrong," she stammered. "What do you mean?" he asked, his tone casual, almost teasing. I don't know how to say this. Someone or something is in my photos," she said, her voice rising with panic. "It's always behind me," smiling. "I'm not joking, Lucas. Look, I'll show you." She sent the last photo she had taken. Lucas stared at it, mouth slightly open. "Danielle, I don't see anything." I know you don't see it. But it's there, always there," Madison chimed in over text. Danielle stopped. "Seriously, it's your imagination. You're obsessed with these selfies too much." Her chest tightened, and she felt tears prick the corners of her eyes. "I'm not imagining this," she whispered into the empty room. She had always been the popular one, the girl everyone watched, girl everyone envied. But now she felt invisible in the only way that mattered. No one could see the danger stalking her. The weekend came, and Danielle, Lucas, and Madison, along with a few other friends, decided to go on a trip to an island off the coast. It was supposed to be fun. A chance to disconnect, post a few sunset photos, and relax. But as the ferry cut through the dark waves, Danielle's unease only grew. The first night, around a bonfire, she snapped a group photo. The figure was there. She didn't notice it at first, busy laughing with Lucas, watching Madison tease him. But when she scrolled back, her stomach dropped. The smiling shadow stood behind Madison, impossibly tall, eyes fixed forward, smile wide and cruel. "Danielle, what's wrong?" Lucas asked, noticing her pale face. I don't know, nothing, just tired." She couldn't tell him, no yet. She wanted to scream, to run, but something in the figure's posture made her freeze. It was watching patiently. By the third day, Danielle couldn't take it anymore. She pulled Lucas aside. "It's following us," she said, voice low, urgent. "Something came back with us from this island. I've seen it in every use. Photo, behind me, behind everyone." Lucas frowned. "Danielle, you're scaring yourself. Maybe it's just shadows or..." "No," Danielle snapped, her hands trembled. "It's real, I can feel it. And if we don't do something," she couldn't finish. The words didn't exist for what she was trying to say. That night, she went back to her cabin alone, hoping to get one clear photo to prove it. She aimed her phone at the empty room, pressed the shutter, and froze. There it was, closer than ever. Smile unmistakable. Danielle gasped and dropped the phone. It didn't break, but the screen glitched strangely, the image distorting like static. She grabbed it and bolted outside into the rain, hard. Hammering, she ran into Madison. "Look, I saw it again!" Danielle cried, shaking her friend. Behind me, smiling. "Do you see it?" Madison stepped back, her voice tight. "Danielle, I don't see anything." "You have to believe me," Danielle shouted, feeling tears sting her eyes. "It's always there, always." Lucas appeared, and Danielle grabbed his arm. "Please, you have to see this." He looked at her, brows furrowed. "Danielle, maybe you're just stressed. This trip is fun, let's not." "Don't tell me it's stress, I can feel it." Danielle's voice cracked. "It's in the photos behind me. It's smiling." Madison crossed her arms, looking frustrated. "Danielle, this is getting creepy. Maybe you need to take a break from your phone for once." Seriously, but Danielle couldn't stop. The figure had already started following her friends. She noticed it in Lucas's photos that night, in the dim reflection of the cabin's window behind him, grinning wider than she had ever seen. By the fourth day, the island's beauty had lost all appeal. Danielle stopped taking selfies entirely. She covered the mirrors in her cabin, avoiding her own reflection. The creeping dread that had duck wreck been coiling in her chest now tightened like iron bands. She lay awake at night, listening to the wind whipping through the trees, imagining that same sickening smile just beyond the doorways. She didn't sleep. She barely ate. Her world, once filled with likes and attention, had narrowed to shadows and fear. "Subscribe to the channel if you want more chilling stories like this," she whispered aloud to herself, a bitter, ironic joke in the empty cabin. The thought barely registered. Her mind was occupied with another question. What would she do when the figure decided it was time to close in completely? Danielle sat in the corner of the cabin, knees pulled to her chest, staring at the phone in her trembling hands. She hadn't posted in days, hadn't taken a single selfie, hadn't even looked at herself in a mirror. Every time she dared glance at a reflective surface, she imagined that same tall, smiling shadow behind her, closer than before. She couldn't breathe, and the air felt heavier with every passing second. Lucas knocked softly on the door. "Danielle, are you okay?" His voice was tentative. She didn't answer, she couldn't. The image of the figure in the photos, closer, grinning, consumed her thoughts. She could hear her own heartbeat echoing in the silence. "You have to come out," he said finally, his patience fraying. "We're all going back to the main house tonight. You can't just hide." Danielle shook her head, tears welling up. "I can't, it's here, I saw it in your photos, Lucas. Behind you, smiling. I'm not crazy. You have to believe me." Lucas hesitated, then softened. Okay, let's look together." He reached for the phone, scrolling through his photos from the day. Danielle's stomach dropped when the shadow appeared again, barely visible behind his shoulder, smile sharp and wrong. Madison came into the cabin just then, frowning. "Danielle, what's happening?" Danielle's voice rose with panic. "See, there. Do you see it? Behind you, don't you see it?" Madison's eyes flicked nervously to the corner of the room, then back at the phone. "Danielle, She froze. Danielle grabbed her arm, shaking. It's real, Madison. It came back with us from the island. I've seen it in every photo." Madison took a step back, her voice low. Okay, I believe you. But maybe there's a way to... Danielle cut her off. "There's no way. It's waiting, watching, smiling." Her hands shook so violently she nearly dropped the phone again. The cabin felt smaller, suffocating. Later that night, Danielle sat on the deck outside, wrapped in a blanket, trying to calm her racing thoughts. Lucas came to sit beside her, quiet. "Danielle, I'm done," she whispered. "I can't take it anymore. I can't take the photos, the mirrors, the waiting. It's everywhere." Lucas hesitated, then leaned close. "We'll figure it out together, I promise." Danielle wanted to believe him. She wanted to. But when she glanced at the reflection in the sliding glass door, the faint outline of the figure loomed behind Lucas, impossibly tall, grin fixed. Breath caught. Her chest tightened. The following day, Danielle tried to leave the cabin. She needed proof, needed to show someone, Anion, that the figure was real. Madison and Lucas followed, insisting to go with her. They walked silently through the thick trees, Danielle holding her phone out, snapping pictures obsessively. Her stomach dropped as she saw it again. The figure was there behind Madison this time, looming, smiling. Danielle's voice broke. It's moving, it's choosing, it's following them now. Lucas stepped closer. We need to stay calm, okay? Maybe if we, I don't know, just... Danielle's panic boiled over. Calm, calm. Do you understand what it looks like? It smiled. She gasped, realizing the figure was no longer behind Madison. No, it had moved. Closer, behind her now. Her hands flew to her face. It's behind me. It's behind me right now. Lucas grabbed her arms, steadying her. Danielle, you're shaking. Look at me, look at me. She obeyed, barely. The shadow remained, just visible over her shoulder in the corner of her eye, its grin widening impossibly. She wanted to scream, but no sound came. By nightfall, the tension had escalated to something unbearable. Danielle barricaded herself in her cabin, covering mirrors, refusing to look outside. Her phone, her only link to proof, glitched more and more, the images distorting as though resisting her scrutiny. She could feel the figure moving closer with each passing hour. Her thoughts spiraled. She could hear whispers in her mind, questions she didn't want to ask. Who will it choose next? Can anyone survive this? Lucas knocked again, softer this time. Danielle, please, we're worried about you. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm done. It's coming for me, Lucas. I can feel it. I'll stay with you, he said, voice low. We can figure this out together. Danielle didn't believe him. No, really, she never had. She had been betrayed too many times in her life. Friends she trusted, lovers she counted on. No, even Lucas seemed distant, like the figure had reached through her fear and pulled him away from her. It happened just after midnight. Danielle heard a slow, deliberate movement in the corner of her cabin. Her breath caught. The figure emerged from the shadows, impossibly tall, impossibly still, smiling wider than ever. Her scream tore through the room. She scrambled back, knocking over a chair. The phone skidded across the floor, the screen lighting up with the last distorted photo she had taken. The figure didn't move, didn't blink, just smiled, its presence suffocating. Danielle lunged for her phone, desperate for proof, desperate to fight back, but the screen cracked under her trembling grip. She cried out, the sound raw, panicked, human. Lucas and Madison burst in moments later. Danielle tried to speak, but no words would come. She pointed, shaking, and that was all it took. In the brief distraction, the figure surged forward, then humanly possible. There was a flash of white. Danielle's body crumpled to the floor, the life drained from her eyes, leaving only terror frozen on her face. The cabin fell silent except for the hum of the broken phone, its last image flickering briefly, a grotesque, wide smile that seemed to move as though alive. Lucas sank to the floor beside her, holding her motionless hand. Danielle, no, this can't be real. Madison curled into a corner, sobbing. I didn't believe you, I didn't. The shadow lingered, impossibly still, impossibly smiling, then vanished as if it had never been there. But the evidence remained, flickering on the phone screen, a frozen reminder of what happened. In the aftermath, they couldn't explain the photos, the distorted images, or Danielle's frantic warnings. The cabin felt emptier, heavier. Every reflection in every mirror seemed taunting now, faintest hint of a smile lurking behind the glass. Weeks later, Lucas and Madison returned to the island, hoping to confront whatever had followed them, hoping to reclaim some sense of control. The island was quiet, too quiet, the air thick with the memories of Danielle's panic, but there was nothing, no sign of the figure, no movement. Yet in the photos they took, every attempt to memorialize the sunset or the waves, it was there, always just behind the frame, always smiling, always watching. Lucas scrolled through one final image, heart sinking. Madison leaned over his shoulder. The shadow's grin seemed wider than ever, closer now, as though waiting for the next moment. Neither spoke, neither moved, And somewhere in the stillness, Danielle's voice lingered in memory. A whisper that would never leave. If you ever see it in a photo, do you warn them? Or do you let it wait smiling for the next frame? The screen blinked, the smile stayed. If you want more chilling stories like Danielle's, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and comment below. What would you do if you saw the smile behind you in a photo?